Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are the XoneBros. This is your positive gaming and Xbox One community. This is podcast number 236.
Hey, I'm glad you're here, David.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
I got scared when you didn't show up on time.
We got started late. We had to delay the show by about an hour because here's why. Let me tell you. Well, first of all, as always, I'm joined by the bros, the XoneBros.
You want to introduce us before you go right into your story?
First, it's Mr. McSpicy.
Hello.
Jord the man.
Hold on, let me do me, and then Jordan.
And I am X1, and we are the XoneBros. So, I went to the gym.
Fix your cameras. I'm bugged.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that annoyed me that it was like showing your shoulders and then
I like
your
my shoulder.
chin.
So I went to the gym.
Yeah.
And I was driving back from the gym, and they've implemented these like spray bottles now that they spray on the equipment. And I had some sort of allergic reaction.
Wait, they do this for germs or
for germs
or something? Okay, that makes sense.
I had some sort of allergic reaction. The machine that I was using must have been doused in it because on my way home, all of a sudden, I couldn't feel my face.
Dude.
And then my lips got huge, like huge. And then my tongue got so swollen, I called my wife.
I'm sorry I'm laughing.
Yeah, I called my wife, and she couldn't understand me. And so I switched it to FaceTime, and she was like, "Oh my goodness!"
And you're just like, "Oh!"
I looked like a. I
You
looked
probably
like
sounded like a Murloc.
I looked like a Murloc. I looked like a Murloc. Yes. So I drive home. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I think I'm having a stroke.
Yeah.
I'm saying goodbye to
Murlocs,
the world.
Yeah, Murlocs. They. Can you make that noise?
Yeah. Hey, that's really good.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
really
I had
good.
the experience. I just did it about an hour ago. So I'm driving home. I get home, and my wife looks at me, and just her face, like, and I knew it was bad. You know, when you.
It's the kind of thing like, oh.
I feel like I'm a fairly attractive man, and I've never been looked at that way before. It's not a good feeling.
Yeah, it throws you off.
It was like, oh, what's wrong with you, right?
Yeah.
My whole body was swollen from head to toe, bright red everywhere,
man.
spots all over my body. My feet were like that fat.
This was like
That
20
was like
minutes
balloons.
ago.
My hands, yeah, look at this. Look at I'm still like tingly, like I could feel like it felt like sharp pins all over. My wife's mom, my mother-in-law, is a nurse practitioner. So
I did a report on her one time.
oh yes, yes.
Well,
So
good for
she
you.
called.
Good for
She
you.
like to the police.
No. It was
You got a
some,
no, she's got a restraining order on Jordan.
Oh.
It's kind of the opposite of what he's
okay.
It was some stupid high school thing.
So she says, take a shower. It's clearly an allergic reaction. Because I'm thinking, am I having a stroke? Is this what it's like? Do you just die? I don't know. I don't know these things. I'm an ignorant man.
Yeah.
Was your left arm tingling?
No,
And
but
you
my
had
face
trouble
was.
breathing?
Like, I felt like
Sorry, it's the
like I
only
felt
one I know.
like my face was melting off.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I took a shower. I just sat in the shower for like 30 minutes. My wife went and got Benadryl, took some Benadryl, laid
You had
down.
those nice shower
and
rocks.
You could feel it. Like when I took the Benadryl, you could feel like your whole body like waves, like whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Like calming down. You
Yeah.
know? I don't know what it was. Sounds like an STD. I don't know. It's like the full body STD. I don't know. It's
Benadryl's a magical medicine.
Benadryl, yeah.
Same with Pepto-Bismol. I believe they come from the same family.
They come from the same store. I know that's for sure.
Yeah.
Any grocery store you go to,
Yeah.
or
What is-
pharmacy.
what is the greatest medicine you've ever had?
The greatest medicine
I'd have to say
I've ever had.
Pepto-Bismol because there's nothing for a nauseous stomach, and that's one of the
Well, it
worst
depends
feelings.
on what context.
Then you take it just any time. You know?
Because, like, do you need the medication, or is this like for
Is this
free,
like-
for
yeah,
fun?
what, is this fun
Recreational?
medication?
Yeah, it's
No,
not.
no,
are we
really,
talking
yeah.
medicinal or?
No,
I
like
would argue
when you're sick. Like,
I would
'cause
argue.
Pepto-Bismol,
I
I
would
think, is the
argue
greatest
like
medicine.
Pepto-Bismol or Tums. I would argue.
Oh,
So we're
yeah,
talking
hard-
about best tasting medicine.
No, just like
usefulness.
spoonful of sugar.
Usefulness
That's my kind of
on a
medicine.
regular basis.
Like,
Let me
'cause,
tell
like,
you, I
I
love food, and I don't care how acidic that food is or what's going to do to my stomach because I know I've got a bottle of Tums,
A bottle of Tubs.
bottle of it. I get the big Costco bottle.
What's those?
You
what
left it out one day at like a party or something. You just like put it next to the food. It was really
the
appreciated.
Pepto Bismol?
No, the Tums.
Oh, the Tubs.
It was really
Now
appreciated.
that's a nice host.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
really appreciated. Was it last week or something you did that? It was
Yeah, I looked
just
it
recent.
out. We had hot wings.
That's what it
And I
was. And
thought,
you just put it right next to the bowl.
there's a lot of guys here. We're just going to put that right there.
Hey,
Please
wait a
take
minute.
one, like
when
candy.
when did you have hot wings and I wasn't there?
It was like 2 weeks ago when USC was playing.
USC was playing.
When they got the crap kicked out of them again.
Yeah, again,
I'm really
they suck this
sad
year.
that I didn't come.
I think you did come. You just came late.
Yeah, I think
Oh, I
you
did
might-
show up?
Remember that? Yeah.
Dude, I can't remember more than 7 days ago. Well, I'm glad you invited me then. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad I made it today. I'm really
Yeah,
happy
me
to be
too.
here. I'm
Yeah.
glad I'm not dead.
No, yeah. Well,
Benadryl.
that's scary.
So I was
had
telling my wife. My wife was like, "I'll go get Benadryl," but she was like, "My mom says you got to get Benadryl." Blah blah. And I was like, "I can't do Benadryl. It'll make me drowsy. I got the podcast, man." I was a trooper, guys.
I know you took the Benadryl, and did you use your pre-workout too? You're doing the.
No,
Are you allowed to
I
mix
don't want to
those?
mess with that. I don't want to. Who knows what that would do to me?
Benadryl.
I don't know.
I have an idea.
I don't mix my drugs. Okay, I'm a straight one drug man.
Choose one per day.
One at a time.
You dabble.
He likes it pure.
Yeah, I like it pure.
No
Oh.
hybrids.
No hybrids at all. Black Desert Online, the beta, it's here. It's upon
out.
us
For free.
for free. Jordan, you had a chance to jump into it. So first, actually, let me go to this. McSpicy, we have played Black Desert Online. So for those in the community, we played on the PC. It's been out on the PC for a while. For those in the community that don't know what Black Desert Online is, that are questioning, why don't you just go through and explain it and maybe say a little something about what sets it apart for you?
BDO.
BDO.
I'm actually thinking of medications I like. I really like the one. What's that drink? The one you put in the drink that
Oh,
fizzles?
Fizzles?
Alka-Seltzer?
Alka-Seltzer?
Not that one, but the one that's flavored.
Flavored Alka-Seltzer?
Flavor? Cherry
Sprite.
Alka-Seltzer?
No, it's the one that you. It's like,
Mentos. You put
that
that,
one
in Coke?
is Coke, and it goes explosions. No, I know you asked me a gaming question, but I don't care. I really, what's it called? And it tastes really good. It like boosts your immune system.
Goldies?
Is that it? No, Coldies is a cough drop, right?
Well, they come in. I mean, everything comes in.
I have it in the
Alka-Seltzer.
Coldies
pantry.
is good. No, Coldies
I'll
doesn't
tell
go
you.
in there.
I'll go find it later and I'll show you. But it's really good. I really like that stuff. No, nobody's airborne. Clark Griswold and Chet airborne.
Is that medicine that's like a vitamin? Or as they say,
I thought that was a military
elsewhere,
term.
it's vitamin.
But it helps me when I'm sick.
Oh, good. Oh, okay.
Isn't
I
that
like
what
you like
medication
that.
is?
Yeah. Black Desert Online.
Okay.
Explain
Now
for
I'm
those that don't
focusing.
know. For those that don't know, maybe they never heard of it. It's an
MMO.
kind of niche for a lot of people. It's never been on console before. It's been on the PC.
Yeah, I have it on the PC. I really liked it on the PC. It's one of the MMOs I've played. I really liked Guild Wars. This one is what I really like about it is how deep the economy is, and how hot your characters are.
Dude, your characters are smoking
This game makes your characters prettier than any other game I think ever made
on the planet.
And the customization of
Yeah.
those characters.
Yeah, and they got good physics. You know what I'm saying? It's good. It's a very pretty game, but they have little features in it that I really enjoy. They let you do what you want in this game, more so than I think other games and or MMOs. I basically just AFK fished every day. They even let you so you can level up individual stats on your character of what you do. For example, your strength to hold more stuff in your pack and whatever. You just have to walk.
Yeah, which is unique because in other games that's a grind, right? Doing the things.
But you can AFK walk in this game.
yeah,
You can set a path and have them do a circle. I bet I haven't been on this game in like a year on the PC. I bet you my guy's still walking around. He's got.
that would be hilarious.
I should log in and see.
He's just like super buff.
Yeah,
Huge legs.
He's completely maxed out with his calves. But no, it's really fun. You've heard us talk about the AFK fishing in this game before.
Yeah.
Which
the economies. It's a very sandbox MMO, but there's fighting. Fighting is really smooth in this game.
Action combat.
Yeah, it's very action.
But the economy is something I think that sets it apart as well. Where you can trade, you can fish, you could sail, you
you
can
do what you
everything.
want. The trading's really interesting. It's like I remember it being like Elite Dangerous in the fact that the economy changes, and when you go to certain galaxies and get certain items, you can sell them more for at a distance from a further place down the road, and that changes depending on how many people are doing that in the world.
Yeah.
This is the same. The economy. For let's say I caught a fish in a certain place that's rare in another place, I could travel, on the to the other side of the planet, basically, and then sell it for more. And then the more people do that, the more it affects the economy.
So it's a real. It's like EVE Online is that way, where it's a real world economy, insulated economy, determined by what players, the demand and supply of different items in the world in different locations by the players themselves.
Yeah. I enjoyed this game a lot. It's been out on the PC for a while, but interestingly, it's now on consoles, and that's why we're talking about it right now.
You know, Jordan, the beta's here. The beta's here now. Now the beta is not. It's not near finished. I mean, that's. I mean, it's not polished. It's not near polished, right?
It's pretty clear it's a beta.
Yeah, it's pretty clear it's a beta when you log in. So if you're listening and you're like, "Wait, I played that game, but it freaking sucks," or it was really choppy. No, it's in beta right now. It's free for everybody.
Console is in beta.
Console version, sorry, console version is in beta. That's right. There's also kart racing. Ronan said in chat, kart race. There's all sorts of stuff, man. Like anything you want to do, you can do. You can farm. You want to Stardew Valley it. This is your game. The beta's here. Jordan had a chance to jump in yesterday. Give us your first impressions on the beta on the console. Let's start with things that you liked about the beta. So, what, particularly control-wise, maybe. Does it fit? Does it not fit? How does action combat feel on a controller? Stuff like that.
Yes, it was good.
Well, that's in-depth analysis right
well,
there.
No, well, like, so
I'm full of fluff, but he's just straight to the point.
So no, I mean it feels fine on a controller because it's an third-person action combat, right? So I mean it translates well. Now the thing is there's a lot of menus in Black Desert Online, and we were going through it yesterday. David was there, and I actually said, I was like, I like how they did their menus.
Yeah.
So there's menus attached to the D-pad, and they have their overall menu system, right?
Yeah, the wheel.
But,
the D-pad brings up a wheel.
Brings
the
up a wheel,
fully customizable.
and then when you pick, let's just say the character, it kind of pulls out from the side, and it has everything laid out nice and neat and everything. I mean, you'll still have to go through. I mean, it's a menu game, whether you're on the PC or console, right? But I think they laid it out pretty well. The only thing I was having trouble with, and I actually fixed this problem, is
you did fix it.
Is the UI was in your face. Now, I was playing on a 61-inch TV.
And by in your face, you mean it just takes up huge real estate.
It's freaking huge, man. Yeah. So what I did is I don't know. It was. I was playing on a 61-inch TV, and then I moved over to a 23-inch monitor that I have, and it looked way better.
Yeah.
So I wonder if just scaling that big just broke something.
I gotcha.
Because I mean, on my monitor when I was playing it, I played for another hour after you guys left last night on my monitor because it was all set up there, and it was a lot better experience. The chat was normal sized in the corner. I mean, it was. I wish I could still shrink the UI. You know what I wish games would do? Like, you do whatever you want to the HUD. I don't care, but just give me a slider to where I can shrink and grow. That's all I want. Yeah. So
I would also like a slider that lets me shrink or grow.
So it had to do with your TV. Not
Well, you didn't even laugh, David. You didn't even laugh. That was a good one.
I do have a slider.
No, yeah. Once I put it on the monitor, I felt like I don't know, it fit better, and maybe I'm just not used to playing MMOs on a giant freaking TV.
Yeah.
But I really liked it. I played for about an hour, just did all the tutorial stuff, got a little bit past that, just kind of explored the world. You're allowed to go to level 40, and you have 2 regions open to you in the beta. The beta ends at the end of this weekend, so I was hoping. I mean, I knew this. I mean, I was kind of hoping they'd just let the beta be a beta until they release it, and then everything carries over. But it looks like they're
clearly
not doing that,
they must be doing server testing, stuff like that, because this is. It's got, I don't know what it is, but it's clearly, it's not finished. I mean, there's frame rate issues,
the
there's color
opening
issues,
cinematic
stuff like that.
Was really choppy.
But controls. Now, how does because we play this on mouse and keyboard. MMOs are really built for mouse and keyboard. How about combat? How does combat feel on the controller?
Cool. It's kind of like it's all combos, just like it was on the PC. So, like for example, down AA was like a slash up for me type of thing. So it's all combos. And then, of course, you do have your hotbar abilities. But anyway, most of it's all combos, which translates, I think, well to the console.
Yeah, I think the fighting system in this is going to work really well on a controller.
It's half and half.
Yeah. I mean, much better than other MMOs could do because it's just going to be fluid. It fits, but hit a button, your guy does an action, right? I mean, that's what it fits. It fits really well. It's very actiony, like that. So give Black Desert Online a try out. While we're on the topic of an MMO on a console, let's discuss MMOs on consoles, and particularly on the Xbox One. Fitzy writes into our mailbag. He says, first, before the question, wanted to say thank you, guys. You have changed my life for the better. First, with getting the bidet.
Good for you. Yay.
And then, after my question a couple weeks ago, I got Lego Marvel Heroes for my son to play, and he loves it. I have to fight him to get my game time in. Dude, way to go. So, Fitzy had a question, what games he could play with his son. What is he good games?
And the one he got, Marvel Heroes, I think that's the best Lego game out there.
So good. So
Yeah.
good family time there. Nicely done, Fitzy. So here's his question. He says, so anyways, my question is with Black Desert Online being in beta right now and seeming like there's a lot of interest, do you think we will see a surge in Microsoft getting similar MMOs on Xbox, such as Final Fantasy XIV, or even possibly some addition of WoW? Jordan's our resident MMO expert. Thoughts, Jordan? Go.
I would love to see Final Fantasy 14 on the console. It's already on the console. It's just not on this console.
Yeah. How realistic do you
frustrating.
think that is that Microsoft goes? I mean, we do have Terra came this last year.
No, I think it'd be cool if they went and got it. Well, okay, this is what frustrates me. I was watching this documentary,
Okay.
and they're like, and in the documentary, Square Enix made the comment that Microsoft is not. I don't know. They said something to the anyway that Microsoft wasn't necessarily wanting MMOs, whatever. But what killed me about this whole comment of like why it's not coming, there's only one reason why it's not coming over, and that's because
Sony and
yeah,
Square Enix's
something's going on there.
relationship
Yeah,
somehow.
right, which is fine, but don't lie to me.
I hate that stuff. That's
No,
so
because what's frustrating is
terrible thing.
Final Fantasy XI Online, which was an online game. Guess it was the first true cross-platform game because it was on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and the PC. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. You could play all three of those with each other
Yeah. Okay.
because it was cross-platform.
Sure.
So now all of a sudden we can't do it. We have better technology and we can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
the math
frustrates me.
doesn't check
Yeah,
out.
it
That's-
frustrates me.
That sounds suspicious.
Because it was the comment like, oh, it was something about the limitation. I'll look it up while you guys are doing something. But it was the limitations between Xbox One 2 cross-platform. Xbox is the one that's kind of like leading the charge in cross-platform.
Well, the 360 days was before. Well, we're talking now, right?
That's what I'm saying. Why is Final Fantasy? That's what I'm saying. I think there's a deeper reason why Final Fantasy 14 is not on the Xbox.
Okay, so what do you
Yeah.
think the big? So what about WoW? Let's just take. I mean, let's just take MMO genre then as a genre on the console. What's the biggest challenge for MMOs on the console?
They're built for a keyboard.
Yeah, because
Well,
of
I
the amount
mean-
of buttons that you got to
I mean,
press.
like
and
you got to build a whole
items
new. Like you got to do what Elder Scrolls did. They built it for the controller
from the
right?
ground up. Black Desert seems to have done a pretty good job with
Yeah.
that so far, but that's the most difficult part in my
Well,
mind.
you got to
as
do
well.
what Blizzard did with Diablo. You got to basically have a whole different interface for the console. Like take your time with it. You know.
Yeah, and I actually think in Diablo's case, it's better on the console.
Yeah.
in my
No. Yeah,
mind.
because it added certain mechanics and
Yeah.
which they then brought back to the
Which
PC.
just work really well in the controller. Do you think? Let's pretend tomorrow we hear an announcement. XO18 is here. Let's pretend we hear an announcement. World of Warcraft on the Xbox. What would that game have to be for people who play it on the PC to come over?
People on the PC, they won't. I
They
don't
won't.
think. Yeah, it'd just be.
Well, you
new
got
players.
To gain-
you got to let your account come over is what you got to do.
So it's got to be account bound.
So, for example, you take Final Fantasy 14.
Okay.
I can play it wherever I want because it's my account that I log into. So I
Yeah.
can play it on the computer. I log into my account. It's good. I can jump over to my PlayStation 4. I log into my account. I still have all my same progress from the PC on my PlayStation 4. Now, I do have to buy it separately. Like, I have to buy the PC version and the PlayStation 4 version. But the thing is I don't mind.
Yeah. You don't mind doing that?
No.
Well,
no, I will pay more money for you
Well,
to
World
let
of
me
Warcraft
play
is
more
subscription based, so you'll be able. You just as long as you're subscribed, theoretically you could play, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, you have to buy the expansions and
Sure,
stuff.
yeah.
But yeah.
Interesting. Now, keyboard and mouse support is coming. We know that. That's who knows when it's coming. Maybe we'll get an announcement this weekend
That'd be cool.
about keyboard and mouse. If keyboard and mouse comes to the Xbox, or when it comes, do you think Blizzard makes the jump and pushes? I mean, you could push MOBAs too, really.
Well, I honestly think MOBAs are easy. Like just how they're made.
Yeah.
I mean, with some MOBAs, you have to click a million times to go to a certain point. You could just move the joystick one direction, or change directions. I think MOBAs are probably more made for a controller than you'd think than an MMO. Because
Well, and also
you
if
click a lot to do certain things, which would just take a simple move with the thumb, and it would do the same thing on a controller.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of the abilities, but the abilities are just fine too. I mean, there are certain targetable abilities that would be important, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's still possible. I think MOBAs would be a lot easier of a transition
Than an MMO.
But see, the new MMOs, newish MMOs are like Black Desert Online, or a lot of action based kind of a thing, and I feel those translate a lot more than having like your WoWs that require a little bit more. Like macros and all the
sure.
all the billions of abilities you have and all that stuff. Yeah. So
if Guild Wars 2 was to come to
was a
the
fun one.
Xbox, would you purchase another copy?
Guild Wars 2?
Yeah.
I actually, so speaking of Guild Wars 2, there was I wouldn't call it a mod, but you could play that game with a controller on the PC. It was somebody programmed some sort of thing, and I went through the hoops of
Because it's
doing it.
action-based combat.
Yeah, and I honestly felt like Guild Wars 2, once you get it running, because you have to jump through a lot of hoops to get the game to talk to a controller and all this stuff, but once you get it running, I felt it ran better than a keyboard. I thought Guild Wars 2 should have been with a controller. Just how it works.
Yeah.
Like
I think I would.
abilities
I
and
think I would go through Guild Wars 2 again if it came to the Xbox. Check out my hammer. Says plus all the add-ins people use on PC with WoW. That's going to be
much more difficult.
That would
game.
be difficult if it's even possible.
And
Well, I mean, you don't have to. I mean, like
they could take their most popular ones maybe and just include them in the game.
Well, yeah. I mean, but the thing is, how do I explain it? Like, okay, going back to what Diablo did for the Xbox, right? They completely did a whole new interface. If you're going from the ground up for a console doing a whole new interface, you can, like you said, maybe not necessarily incorporate these add-ons, but make it so you don't need them essentially, because add-ons are what they are. Add-ons, they do things
to make things better.
If you had no add-ons, you can be just as good as anybody else with the add-on. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, well, I mean, all the pro tournaments are done with no add-ons. It's just the base UI, right? So
Interesting.
I just
Well, there you go. It's interesting. I think it's inevitable. Eventually, I think we are going to see all of the MMOs on consoles.
I don't think you'll ever see WoW.
You don't think you'll see WoW?
No, I don't. Blizzard does not.
Well, they don't need it.
Well, we'll probably see.
They
it on
don't
the
like
phone
consoles.
first.
I honestly think that they just don't care. They put Overwatch on there, and I think, as an Overwatch player, I feel like the console players on Overwatch get shafted a lot. A lot of the characters, the new characters,
They're an afterthought.
are not meant for console. It's not balanced for console. There's.
It'll probably come to the phone first, and then
and then that's funny.
The tablet.
Well, and what's funny is I just figured that's just how it was. Consoles just get shafted when there's a PC version a lot of the time, until Fortnite came out, and Fortnite Epic, they cater to console players just as much as they cater to PC players.
Yeah.
They do balance things. They all the menu constantly updates of menu changes of how building works for console players. And now you see we always suspected, or we always thought, that the skill gap between PC players and console players with the precision of a mouse, as an input,
was huge.
We thought, okay, well, PC players are always going to have an edge. Well, now you're seeing tournament players that can cross-play, and console players are winning tournaments against pro PC players as well, right? So there's not a skill gap. It's just whatever you're most comfortable with.
Yeah, it's a preference game.
And when the game developers, are equal in their distribution of, balancing and everything, then it's a level. I think it's a level playing field.
Yeah.
Literally,
it's a level playing field. Mm-hmm. Well, very cool. That's exciting. Regardless, I think we're going to see more MMOs. I think more MMOs on the console are healthy. I'm really excited for Black Desert Online. Check out the beta if you haven't yet. I highly recommend it. It's the game that I've been waiting for, and I've avoided. Like ESO, a bunch of people in the community are really into ESO. I thought about going back to ESO. I did some missions with some people in ESO, but I just decided there's only room in your life for one MMO, and there's barely room for that at a time. So
absolutely.
I'm waiting for Black Desert Online.
MMOs are time sinks.
Oh yeah,
Holy cow.
they motivate you unlike any other game.
Well, when they have probably I think all MMOs now have a warning that say you've been playing for 16 hours straight. Go get some sleep.
You probably shouldn't.
Yeah, that shows that the game has some serious grabbing potential.
Yeah, it's
like it hooks you.
Serious addiction. There, it's built for addiction
because you're trying to improve. It's like it's like a fake reward. Like I don't know. They reward you in game, and you're like, yeah, I'm doing something with my life. You know, I used to be a level 2 archer, and now I'm a level 12. I did something great
now
today.
I can take on these beasts. Come with me, guys.
Yeah.
I'll carry us.
It really it's like almost motivational, right?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm doing, when in actuality maybe your life is tough.
Yeah.
You know, MMOs have a huge escapism and reward factor in that manner, I guess.
They really do.
Yeah.
They really do. With that, shall we go to the news? Let's go to the news. Jordan, tell us what's happening in the world that is Xbox One this week.
Fortnite
And
the NFL have teamed up.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, so you can get. It's actually a hilarious trailer.
Oh, really?
Watch it right now while I explain it.
Go ahead, explain.
Basically, what happened is you can get your favorite NFL team jerseys as a skin. So, and the trailer just shows everybody wearing their NFL jersey dancing. But it's super cool. Yeah, so it's going on right now. If you want your favorite team, go get them.
There you go.
And-
NFL and Fortnite. Two powerhouses. Okay, that is hilarious, actually. They're all just doing the Fortnite dances as different players.
Hey, show it on camera. Show it on camera.
Man,
Yeah, let me
here
switch
we
the
go.
camera.
There we go. We should.
You do it. I don't care. You
switch it.
There
That's
you-
over.
there you go. Okay.
Fortnite.
it's over.
Now you
NFL.
got to play it again.
I thought we're playing it again.
Okay, this is how the
But yeah,
sausage is
you
made.
can just
There you go.
play it and get the skins if you, or get your favorite
let me turn off that
NFL.
overlay. There you
It's
go.
pretty cool. So be sure to check it out.
That's hilarious.
It's that time of year again when Rainbow Six Siege has revealed Operation Wind Bastion.
Wind Bastion.
So brings in 2 new operators, so 1 attacker, 1 defender, and in Rainbow Six fashion, just like they do with all the rest of the announcements, they just show us 1 little picture.
Okay.
And
All
it's
right.
like, oh, there it is.
There you
so
go.
the new operators come from the Kingdom of Morocco's GIGR military unit.
Interesting.
So if anybody knows what they are, I'm sure there's some special forces
Those
unit.
Moroccans, they're deadly. So I have a question. Do you think a sequel to Rainbow Six is coming out? It seems like this is a perpetual game that they continually support. I don't see a second edition coming out. I think this is forever. This is what it feels like to me. Because if it wasn't forever, we would stop getting these editions.
Yeah. Well, this is the final season of Rainbow Six's year 3.
I think once the game dies down, then yeah. But this game has been going strong for years, and it's still very popular.
Yeah, well, because it's multiplayer only,
Yep.
and it's
Fun.
It's fun, and they're adding maps to it. I mean, that's really the only thing that you can do is add maps. What are you going to
Add
do
characters
differently?
and
characters,
heroes.
yeah, and they're doing both of those. So I don't know if they come out. I think this is a version of a Fortnite, of a PUBG, but it's not that. But it's perpetual. You know what I mean? Like I don't think we're going to see another Rainbow Six. I just think we're going to see continual support.
I think in 10 years, maybe.
10 years, maybe.
They'll remaster.
I think you might be right.
I think
on that one in 10 years.
I think I'm right.
But it's for the long haul for sure. That's good. I mean, what a good game. That's a
it's
fun
fun.
game to watch, a fun game to play.
Xbox added 2 new backward compatibility games, which 2 good ones. Tom Clancy's Hawks, which is the
I've
Air
never
Force
played
one.
that one.
You'll
I've never
see
played that
when you see the cover. You'll
I'll recognize it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then Tom Clancy's End War. This one was fun because this is the one that came out, and you were like, you could wear your headset and you could be like, Company A, go over there.
Company A.
And they would run over there.
Oh, that was like
You remember
SOCOM.
that one?
SOCOM was the first game to do that. Did you guys ever play SOCOM? It was on the PlayStation 2. It was the first one where you use your voice control. I bet you. I never played it, but I'm sure it was gimmicky and sucked because voice recognition today is not perfect. Can you imagine it in PlayStation 2 era? Like, I don't understand that. And they probably shoot you or
PlayStation
something.
2?
Really shot you.
Yeah. I don't know. That'd be great.
Anyway.
Maybe it was great. Maybe we've maybe we've gone down in the technology. You ever think of that?
Oh, maybe. No, I haven't thought. I don't think so. No.
No.
David just pulled it up, but Crackdown's free on the Xbox right
Crackdown is free.
Numero
it's
uno.
available. The first one, I'm actually going to be jumping into this. I never played Crackdown. I know a lot of people love it. It's super fun. I never had a chance to jump into play, so I'm excited to jump in.
Speaking of Crackdown,
Crack it.
it's XO18 down in Mexico City
Cracking it down.
right now. Inside Xbox is or the new episode of Inside Xbox is going to air tomorrow.
Yeah, they have
November-
FanFest going on.
Yeah, November 10th, and I believe they said something about tune in for Crackdown. The Crackdown
That's-
was in the title.
It's a 2-hour show.
And they're going to have Sea of Thieves, a bunch of other stuff, but I did hear Crackdown in there.
That's interesting because Crackdown is
Oh, look. Tune in for games including Crackdown 3.
Minecraft, Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, Forza Horizon 4, and more. Will have a surprise or two as well. That's what everybody's on. That's what everybody's focusing on, the surprise or two. What do you think is most likely to be the surprise?
Mobile game.
I mean, if they took a note
Blizzard
from
draft.
Blizzard's.
We're gonna totally alienate
Did
90%
you,
of our.
did you see what they were trying to say afterwards too?
What?
That it's rumored that they did have a Diablo game to show, but they decided not to show it and just do the mobile instead.
But yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so, guys.
I bet they
That's
have-
just trying to save face.
I bet you they have 10 Diablo games they're working on, and they're
Yeah.
that's just how Blizzard works. They don't tell anybody.
Yeah, but
about
someone
it.
was like, actually, guys, we did want to, but they wouldn't let us, or I don't know what it was.
Blame Activision.
Blame Activision.
No, I feel bad teasing them because those developers, I mean, they're good people. You can tell they're good guys.
Yeah.
They're just doing their job.
XO18.
But they got reamed.
Yeah, they got
the
reamed.
red
Poor
shirt
guys,
guy's my
so-
favorite.
So hopefully Xbox doesn't take a note from BlizzCon and
Crackdown 3 mobile.
Crackdown 3 mobile. Woo!
and it releases before Crackdown 3 on the console, a game that we've been waiting for 5 years.
Or they just put it all mobile. No games.
Honestly,
just
That's
mobile.
how the cloud computing.
all cloud computing is. Yeah.
So let me. Most likely, what do you think is most likely?
Dude, I think
get
it would be
announced, or what
awesome
kind of
if we
announcement?
got a Crackdown release date, Crackdown 3. You know,
Okay, that might be
finally.
one. Although that's okay. I think that's likely because they're going to be talking about
Well,
and showing Crackdown
They're-
3.
They have to give a
But they
date if
said
they're
a
going to delay
surprise
it
or two.
again.
Oh yeah.
They have to give a date if they're
Did
going to
they
delay it
have?
again.
Did they have a final date last time they delayed it? They didn't.
They can't delay it unless they give us a date. So.
Yeah, again, like 5 times now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what do you think? I think possibly we'll get
Final
a
Fantasy
new
14.
Elite controller. We thought that was coming last time they did something.
Is it bad that I'm not really excited for that?
Gamescom, they talked about it.
About the Elite controller?
Like, yeah, the Elite
Let-
Controller 2?
That's because you have not seen it and there's been no hype around it.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
once you
maybe,
see
maybe that's
once
why.
you see a gaming device that is sexy and better than anything else you've seen, you're going to buy it.
Maybe that's why you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's why.
You just have to see stuff.
So, other than that, I think we might see a brand new game. Do you guys think that they'll choose this time to release a brand new game, to announce a brand new game?
I don't know. It's not. You're not. Do you? I don't know.
Maybe they announce their own.
I mean,
maybe
how
they
fa-
just pull a left turn and announce a new console.
How fast can you build a game?
They just say they're getting out of Microsoft's getting out of the gaming industry altogether.
Yeah, they're
They're just pulling out.
they're just done. They're clocking out. They're like, Sony wouldn't crossplay with us, so we're out of here.
We're taking our ball and going home. We're building arcade centers. The only way you can play our games is at arcade centers.
We're bouncing. We're done. Peace
Hey,
out.
speaking of arcade games, remember that Halo arcade game that they're making? Remember they announced
Yeah,
it?
where
and
are we
it's
gonna
be at
buy it?
Arcades? We should buy it for the studio.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That'd be so
that'd be
cool.
really
Oh,
what-
man.
But
wait-
what could these surprises be? I don't know.
Wait, I mean, they do have a bunch of new developers. Maybe Fable. Do you think Fable's a
The
possibility?
thing is, do you think during an Inside Xbox they would announce something that big? You know what I mean?
See, here's the thing. I think companies are choosing more and more to do these types of things on their own. And I
Well,
think
yeah,
it's
but why
because
not-
you control the story, you own the story, and you
Yeah.
own what is
Why not just call your own press conference then?
That's what they're doing, basically.
That's what they're starting to do now.
That's what this is.
That's
basically.
the smarter way to do it.
Yeah.
I think, actually. Because then you have people, you have an audience that cares about your product.
It's your audience that you're talking to.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, just go watch the Bethesda at E3 and just look
Oh,
at the
those
audience
guys,
and
yeah.
then be like, huh, why aren't they excited? You know? So,
Hey,
it's,
I know-
it's a-
hey,
you
look.
can control it a lot more if
Yeah,
you do
no.
it yourself.
Yeah,
I agree.
I hope they announce Fable or I hope they announce something cool.
Some
I'm not
sort of
against
game.
it. I'm just. Do you think something that big would be on an Inside Xbox episode?
Maybe they're...
I feel like because I like the Inside Xbox.
Sure.
I really do. I feel like it's.
But this is a special. This is for XO18.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's a kind of a bigger one.
You're in Mexico City, which is one of the largest cities in the world. It's going to be a party. You got to have
Is
something
it
to
the
party.
largest city in the
I
world?
think it's like top 2.
Yeah, it's up
like
there.
So it's
20
top
plus
2.
million.
Yeah, it's huge. You got to have
What's
something.
a bigger city?
maybe-
Shanghai.
I don't
Shanghai?
know.
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Probably somewhere in India,
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
maybe China.
India's got the lead here.
Yeah.
They got a lot
Yeah.
of people there.
Yeah, so it's all eyes on
gonna
Xbox.
look it
Like,
up.
check out my Hammer said. But what do you Big Spicy? Do you think a game announcement like a Fable, something huge, is likely at XO18?
If it's Fable Mobile, yes. let's just get it out of the way now.
Okay,
Pull that
okay.
Band-Aid right off.
Okay.
But no, I think a Fable could be a good
I
thing.
think this is just my personal opinion. I think more. I mean, that'd be cool to see Fable, but I think it's more likely to be if it's a big game announcement. I think it'll be like Crackdown release date.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's legitimately coming out January 8th. No joke. This time, it'll be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That would be interesting. It's exciting. It's exciting. I'm going to tune in and watch it.
I really hope they do something like way out of left field. I really appreciate it when companies do that.
As do I.
Because like you didn't realize you wanted it, but then you saw it and you wanted it.
So it's going to be 1 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow. So if you've listened to this podcast, it's Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific. Tune in, watch it. If you watch it on Mixer, they're doing all kinds of giveaways on Mixer, in-game items for Sea of Thieves, Forza Horizon 4, and all you got to do is watch the show live at mixer.com/Xbox. So check it out. Hopefully there's a big announcement. We will see.
I looked it up. Mexico City's got nothing on China.
Oh, China just...
23rd place. So Mexico City is the 23rd largest city in the world.
I thought it was way
Dude,
larger.
there
yeah.
are cities in China I've never heard of that have more people than I've.
I mean, they have like a
thought
billion
existed.
people
oh my
in
goodness.
China. What?
Chongqing.
What? Do
I've
you-
never heard of that place.
Is there any? Is there?
You wanna
any-
go there?
Is there any U.S. cities?
Probably Dallas.
Like-
Dallas is huge. Well, because
Los
Dallas
Angeles,
cheats.
New York City?
Dallas cheats because they have like 15 cities in one city.
Oh
What about
They're
Los Angeles?
cheaters.
no, Los Angeles. Los
There you
Angeles not top.
Where are we looking? New York City's up there.
Yeah, New York City's going to be up there. Chicago maybe.
Shenyang, Hong Kong. They're all China. Fuzhou. These are a lot of. China's got population
They
down.
got people.
Anyways, super
So-
exciting. XO18.
Warframe news. They got a new expansion coming out called Fortuna. Very cool.
Fortuna.
Yeah. No, I watched the trailer.
Fortuna.
Fortuna.
Isn't it Fortuna?
Save the tuna.
Is it Fortuna?
I think it's Fortuna.
Is that how you? I
Yes.
don't know. In my
I mean-
world, it's Fortuna.
In
the way
your
I
world,
read.
it's Fortuna.
So
Let's do this for the tuna.
No, it's just Warframe's new expansion. It's they're gonna have another open world. I never got to play the open world in the previous expansion because I didn't get that far. But
Yeah.
I have come around to Warframe. It is a fun game.
It is a fun.
And I did give it a good chance the second time around.
Man,
but the trailer in here looks really cool, so be sure to check it out, especially if you're a Warframe.
Yeah,
Warframe addict.
I'm the guy that changes the discussion all the time. Chat is a lot smarter than me
Why?
because they know which cities are bigger. Apparently, I'm stupid to think that
They're like,
Dallas.
oh yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, I think that Dallas was big. I thought Dallas was huge.
No, I
Let's
don't
go
even think
there.
in Texas Dallas is the biggest city. Like,
Yeah, come on, man. Houston's bigger.
What does El Paso get in there?
no,
Yeah.
no, no, it doesn't.
I know El Paso from Breaking Bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
a turtle gets blown up.
Oh man, save
that's
the turtles.
that's a scary part of the show. I'm just
You know what's
saying.
one of the coolest sayings of any show ever, like television show? Save the cheerleader, save the world.
Yeah.
That's like culturally, it just like took over. Save the cheerleader, save the world. Can you think of anything? Oh, I think Game of Thrones has Winter is Coming. That's
Hasn't
that's-
it been
that's
coming
a
for
big
like
one.
8
Yeah.
seasons?
Oh, winter.
Winter, I mean, winter
came.
doesn't come overnight. It gradually gets colder. I mean, and who knows? Maybe 8 seasons is like a week there. I don't know. Or, you know.
Can you think of?
Isn't it always winter at the wall? That is where I'm confused.
Yeah, but it's always
no,
winter
no.
in Canada.
Isn't it always winter in Winterfell?
Well,
Hence
no,
the
in
name
northern Canada.
Winterfell?
yeah,
winter
but it's
falling.
Yeah,
not
but it's
winter.
Yeah, but it's starting to be the winter's coming south. That's the whole point of Game of Thrones. That's the whole.
The
like,
wall keeps winter out.
That's the whole pull and tug and pull.
Ah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What about I'm Batman? Wait, that's not a TV show.
I'm Batman. No, it's not a TV show. TV shows most iconic, I think.
Bazinga.
Bazinga's probably pretty big. Bazinga.
I think I have.
That's
that
what she
soundbite.
said.
That's what.
That's what she said.
Here we go.
That one's gonna be up there.
Bazinga.
I have that. On
Bazinga.
cue. And dough. That's a good one.
That
I
is
mean,
from,
Anyway.
from The Simpsons.
Warframe new expansion coming out. Be sure to check out the trailer. Battlefield 5 for you lucky EA Access members
Dude.
is out right now.
Right now.
Immediately after
Right
the
hither.
show, and David can join us. We talked about it when you weren't here, but immediately after the show, we're gonna go just play a roundup on Mark's TV because I told him to download it before the show.
You have EA access?
of course
asked
I
him,
do.
and he said, "Yeah."
I'm very
Yeah.
proud of
He
you.
hasn't logged into it in a while. We had to download a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I haven't logged. I don't have it on that box upstairs.
So yeah, we want to check it out on the Xbox One X. See how it looks.
It's morphin time.
That's
That's
a good one.
That's
Hellstorm,
good
that's a
chat.
good one.
So-
Hellstorm, nice.
But yeah, Battlefield 5 is available now for EA Access members. Your trial you can start. It's they came out with a launch trailer that actually was pretty good.
Okay.
Battlefield 5, be sure to check
Dude,
it out.
Battlefield 5, really exciting. Have they talked any more about their Battle Royale? Does that launch with the game, or is it coming after?
Doesn't sound like it.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Very interesting, yeah.
Fascinating.
Interesting how that meeting went.
Yeah.
And this next one is actually a really, really sad story.
Yeah.
So
Final
Final
Fantasy?
Fantasy 15, one of my favorite games. I thought it was a kick-butt Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
That was friggin' awesome. I fought a giant turtle for 35 minutes.
Not only could you fight a giant turtle for 35 minutes,
And I got an achievement for it.
you have a car that's bad A. Your mechanic is even cooler. And in all this like fantasy world, you can call your friends on your cell phone.
It's fantasy Red Dead Redemption.
And got a lot of good Coleman camping gear.
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, the guy that, what's his name? Ignis. Dude, that guy knows what he's doing. He can make a piece of toast.
He can make it like nobody's
Yeah.
business.
That's all. I always just did
Favorite
toast because it
toast?
was favorite toast.
Yeah.
Cinnamon toast.
Oh, amen to that.
Cinnamon
brother.
toast is so good. Although
Crunch?
I do like a raspberry jam toast
With butter, without butter.
with butter.
Oh.
The more calories.
The more butter on anything, the better.
Butter's amazing.
Yeah.
I made some eggs
Mm-hmm.
this time, like last week, like scrambled eggs with like a half a stick of butter.
Oh,
It'll change your life.
I must try this.
It will change your life.
Interesting.
It makes it nice and gooey. And,
Oh, that does sound good.
yeah.
Oh.
I'll show you. You want me to make some eggs?
Yeah, that would be good.
I got fresh eggs from the chickens outside.
So, Jordan, Final Fantasy 15,
Yeah,
you
so
thought it was
what's,
good. Big news dropped.
Yeah, no, I thought Final Fantasy 15 was fantastic. So Haido or Hajime Tabata,
Change your life with a heart attack. Yes, but you're smiling.
Yeah, but it tastes good.
Hajime Tabata left Square Enix. I guess he left October 30th, and they're just kind of announcing everything. He's the director of Final Fantasy 15. He's left Square Enix. The only reason I know why is he's basically going to start his own company. He's going to go start his own company and do some projects that he want to do. Now, whether that's just what he's saying or if there's some internal issues, I mean, I don't know. It to me, it all seemed kind of sudden. But anyway,
That
Yeah,
is sudden.
but
I mean,
it's-
that's out of left field.
It's a rock and roll lifestyle.
yeah,
like
for game developers,
game
man.
developers in China, I really feel like they live a rock star life.
Oh, they do.
Like some of the things I see them do, they're rock stars.
Yeah,
Leather jackets,
glasses, sunglasses.
sunglasses, motorcycles.
So anyway, there was 4 more DLCs. So the way Final Fantasy 15 did their DLCs is they were in episodes. So there was episode Gladio, episode Prompto, episode Ignis, and then there was the multiplayer Comrades, right? There was more episodes coming out, but they've been canceled because of the departure of the director. So the episode Ariana, which I don't know if you guys met her in the game, that's not happening
It's not
anymore.
happening.
Episode Luna Freya, I don't know if you met her in the game or not. You should have. She's pretty early on.
Here's a question. Sorry.
That's not going to happen.
Or you should probably keep going and,
And then,
tell the story.
and then episode Noctis isn't going to happen either. But there is one episode Arden, which again, I don't know if you guys met him, but that one's going to be very interesting. Episode Arden remains in development, and it's still scheduled to be released March 2019. Another big thing is the multiplayer Comrades is actually going to be released as a standalone, so you don't need the actual base game to play multiplayer Comrades. You can just get multiplayer Comrades by itself. I believe that's coming out in December. But the reason this news story made big headlines is, of course, Hajime Tabata's left, which is I think a shame.
And he's
I think,
working on basically a personal passion project.
yeah, which is cool. I mean, I'm happy for him. I
the
think
next Final Fantasy, maybe.
Well, I mean, I don't think he owns the name.
No, but
Oh,
like,
okay.
you know.
Oh,
that
as
comes
successful.
to my question, and this is coming from the perspective of ignorance, because I just play the games, I don't know how they're developed.
Yeah.
How like with him leaving, why does that screw over the rest of the DLC? Is he that pivotal?
Well, no, they also Square Enix posted a $33 million loss.
So
But I think they connected that to canceling the DLCs.
So they took it the
So,
loss
like-
because of creating the DLCs.
like, does
Interesting.
he make the game? This is like the
Well, I think
this
it's
is like the Steve Jobs thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Did
okay.
he make the phone?
Yeah.
Or did his billions of engineers
but
make the
he
phone?
drove the direction, and you do see a difference between Apple without Steve Jobs and Apple with Steve Jobs. Like,
Yes, but they're still there. Like
Yeah,
they're just like, the boss just left. Let's leave. We're done. Like
No,
why
sure.
is he leave? Why because he leaves? And I'm just asking for just to know.
I would imagine
Because is the
anyone
script not written for the Noctis DLC?
I think it's equivalent to like a director of a movie, right? It doesn't matter. The movie is different and succeeds or fails really depending on the decisions that director makes.
Yeah.
It's the person that drives.
Let me give
the
you,
movie. I think maybe that's a
well, because even like let's take
so
Guardians of the
Christopher
Galaxy.
Nolan Dark Knight
Okay, let's do that one.
versus a Steven Spielberg Dark Knight. They're going to be two completely different movies. One might be better than the other. They might
but
be
they
both
still
be
make
equally
them.
good.
They
Yeah.
still make them all the time. That's what I'm saying. They could still make the stuff, and it's
Well,
not
they're still
like
going to make Final Fantasy games. It'll just be a different direction.
I know, but they
And
just
if-
cut
well,
off all the DLC.
I mean, actually, Final Fantasy is a perfect example. Each Final Fantasy has a different director, and each Final Fantasy has its very own feel.
Yeah, I
So-
understand.
So here's
but
what it
this is
said.
this is all in the same.
Yeah.
But
But just to give you an example about how important the director is, the director of Final Fantasy XIV Online. So the original Final Fantasy XIV Online launched to crap. Like it was really bad. It was
Yeah.
dynamic horse poop.
Yeah,
Like, it was bad.
But I like dynamic horse.
I
moves.
really do, too.
I'm not gonna lie. So
It was bad. So what they did is they restructured a lot of things and they got a new director, and basically he went into the heads of Square Enix and he said, "Hey, we got two options. We can just slowly cancel the game, patch what we can, and let it die,
Yeah.
or we can owe it to our fans and fix this. And if you give me a year, I'll fix it, right?" And
Yeah.
then a year later, Final Fantasy: A Realm Reborn is one of the most popular MMOs out there, right?
So
all under his direction. You know
so
what I
it
mean?
sounds like they're here. Let me read this part of the story too. It sounds like they're moving on to a new project, and probably the sales weren't that great for a Final Fantasy, or maybe not what they expected or needed.
So so Hajime Tabata helped develop the Luminous team,
Yeah.
which is an internal
It's an
development
internal
team.
studio, yeah.
Now, no one knew what the $33 million was in loss.
But it does say here in an earnings
But they-
report,
well, no.
Square Enix announced a major change to Luminous that resulted in a $33 million
I was
loss.
going
Yeah.
to explain that.
Oh, okay, sorry. Well, I might as
Do you
well
want
just
us to
read it
explain
that? No,
straight
it's-
from the horse's mouth.
that was it. That was
Yeah.
well. Jordan probably would have been a little bit more exciting than reading it verbatim.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Sorry. I apologize.
He probably would have messed
Hey,
it up
forgive
too,
me.
and it would have been really cool news.
So they're moving on to another project. This question's for you, Jordan. Another one in our mailbag because it's on this topic from Red Rocket 4. He says, "Hey guys, any thoughts on the recent Final Fantasy 15 news? 3 of the 4 new DLCs cancel the game director, leaving Square Enix. Seems like things are in a bit of disorder. It's a bummer, and we'll only get the single DLC. But I guess one is better than none. And Enix's global brand director confirmed that they're working on a new AAA title, so that's something to look forward to. But how do you feel about all of this?" So, Jordan, you announced the news. You explain what's happening. How do you feel?
Oh, I think
about
it sucks. I really like Final Fantasy 15. But, I mean, they're probably working on Final Fantasy 16 right now,
Yeah,
and that'll still be cool.
that will. And they're working on a new AAA.
Which I
game.
assume is a Final Fantasy game.
You think so? I don't. It gives me the impression that it's a different game altogether, a different IP.
There's more than 15 other games. There's like how if we added all like the A, B, C versions of these Final Fantasy games, what is there like 20 games out there now?
There's way more than that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Final Fantasy game. Is what I'm getting at.
Well, maybe they want to go in a different direction. I mean, look how successful Tomb Raider is. That's Square Enix.
Well, they
But that's a different.
publish it. They don't
Yeah,
develop
that's
it. Yeah.
a different. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Fine, I'm dumb.
I don't know.
No,
I,
you're not. You're not.
I think they're working on whether this is a completely new IP. I mean, it doesn't say anything. It just says they're making a new AAA game, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't say new IP, just new AAA game. Because of how deep they are, and I don't know. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're switching up teams completely and doing something completely new or
Maybe-
something different. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
they're helping out with Kingdom Hearts, which by the way had a new trailer this week,
Mm.
and it's still coming in January. So the trailer showed off Tangled.
Ooh,
So
Tangled.
A lot of
That's a
Tangled,
good
yeah.
one.
Yeah, Rapunzel.
Great question. Thank you.
I was really sad about this because I like Hajime Tabata.
Thank
No,
you, Roger,
yeah.
for.
It was like when Hideo Kojima left Metal Gear Solid. Everybody was really sad.
Yeah, that's sad.
But then he made his
his weird beach,
his
beach birth game,
his upside down
Yeah.
embryo,
his beach
happy little light things.
Slenderman birth game.
I mean, when you let a guy just believe in
with
an
Daryl.
idea,
What
a guy like that just have like, I have an idea for a game, and he's draw pictures of the nightmares he's been having.
doesn't that get you excited for what Hajime
That's
Tabata's
true.
doing?
We're gonna wait for his trailer.
Imagine the drugs you got to be on, that rock and roll lifestyle.
It's
man.
not drugs. It's just Japanese.
It's sushi, man.
It's sushi.
It's sushi.
It's bad sushi one
It's
night.
Benadryl and Red Bull.
It's a one night bad sushi.
Bad sushi.
You just come
Can
come
you
up with all these
imagine-
ideas?
Can you imagine though? Like, so basically, like you said, David, they're basically counting this loss to the canceled DLC, $33 million,
Or to changes at least that they made.
to changes they made,
in
and,
the
and
company
they
that
said,
was
yeah, they said
creating it.
until now it wasn't known what the loss was related to, but now it looks like it's connected to the DLC cancellation, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine like 33
I would just
million?
eat the cost.
33 million.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, even Guardians of the Galaxy 3 with James Dunn, they're still going to make it because it's going to make money.
Yeah.
Why aren't you going to do the DLCs? Because it'll still make
Well,
money.
numbers. I bet you numbers of who. They know the numbers of who's still playing their game. They know the numbers of how
still
many
playing my
copies you've total. You know, so probably
Okay. Yeah, I'm
it's got to be numbers.
yeah, but it sounds like they
Or
did
they're
it
just-
because he left.
Maybe
That's
they're
what
just-
this is
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
like.
Maybe
I
they're
think
just
maybe
taking a
just the
risk.
announcement makes it seem like that.
Maybe they're just taking a risk, like, hey, just cancel Final Fantasy 15. One more, we're done.
Yeah, Square
Put it-
Enix is like, I got this, and they throw down their $33 million and move on.
The guy had it in his wallet.
You look through the couch in the lobby. There it is.
So
Well, that's a big news
So
story
anyway, yeah, it was kinda sad. I
for the
was
week.
sad.
That is
I was really
sad.
sad.
Anytime that stuff happens, it's fairly sad. Let's get to the next portion of our show, the mailbag. Oh, baby. This is the portion of the show where we take questions from the mailbag. You can submit a question each and every week over on Patreon. You just need to be one of our Patreon supporters, and you can enter that question at the mailbag, and we might answer it if we like it. And if we don't, we won't. But that's actually not true. We just have limited. There's a lot of questions sometimes that we
Yeah.
get, and it's hard to get to all of them. But head over to patreon.com/positive gaming or xonebros.com/support and join the Patreon page today or Patreon today and help support the show. Reactor Leak writes in and he says, with XO18 coming, we're all waiting to see if there's any big announcements. Do you think a time will come, or for that matter, should it come, where Microsoft would allow people to sell back their digital games towards Xbox credit for future games?
yeah, that'd be cool. Does it have any value though?
I don't think so.
Because like, would Microsoft? It's like GameStop. They get a physical copy and they'll resell it for whatever price.
Yeah, because you have something physical there.
Does Microsoft get any value from taking that back? I think that's where it comes into. Right?
Yeah.
I'm no economist,
I'm no economist,
but that's my theory.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right. Yeah,
Does-
there's no. I don't
does
see how
digital-
you would do that.
Yeah.
I think it would be a cool feature.
No, I think it'd be cool too.
The only way you could do that is to put it on like a Diablo 3 early PC game kind of a thing, and put it on like the trade market and sell it to other players that want it.
Oh, okay, that
That's
would be
the
cool.
only way I can see it
in
happening.
like a eBay type marketplace on Xbox, dude. That would be actually really cool.
To get a cheaper version of that
Cheaper
game.
version.
But
Wars.
then it hurts their own marketplace, right?
So yeah,
But-
then you're not going to do that.
But
they
at
can
the
take a
sa-
percentage.
But at the same time, yeah, if they're setting it up, then they make a percentage anyways, and that game probably wouldn't have been sold anyways.
No, I just don't think that you. I don't think that you could do it. I think it would be a really cool feature, but I just don't think there's an incentive for any company to do that, and there's also not an incentive for. There's just no value there in a digital copy because, for instance, if
Yeah.
I buy a digital copy from you, it's not like, well, I want the brand new game because I got the case, it's brand new, it's guaranteed, there's no scratches on the disc, right? That doesn't exist with a digital copy. So, great question though, Reactor League. That would be a cool feature.
Yeah, it would.
Thank you very much for writing in. Next question comes from Coconuts1888. He says, Coconuts1888 here. He says, I'm getting tired of listening to other gaming podcasts that are always so negative. It has really come to a head in the last few weeks where everyone else have been so negative about Red Dead Redemption 2. Do you guys find it difficult to remain positive and upbeat like you do on the show week after week. McSpicy, I'll let you take this one. Do you find it difficult to remain positive and upbeat week after week on the show?
Oh no, because I love games.
Yeah.
I love games. I have had the longest, hardest work week I've had in my entire life, and it's been that way for the last 3 weeks. It just kept getting worse and worse. But the idea of getting a new game by Rockstar to play brightens my day.
Dude, amen.
I love games, and I've loved games my entire life. And when I get to talk about games and get to play games, that's what I enjoy. Other people like, I don't know, golf. Other people, this is my shtick, right? This is my thing. And speaking of Red Dead Redemption, I can't tell you how awesome it is to come home after a long, stressful day of work. It's 11 p.m. at night. I only have an hour to play.
Yeah. Go to the saloon.
I go to
Take a drink.
I will go take a drink, and I'm like in like the.
Get your dead eye up.
I'll mute the music, you know, and then I'm down where the alligators are, and I'll throw on CCR, you know, Born in the Bayou or whatever, dun, 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 and I will just walk around, and it's so that the atmosphere I create for myself, what the game does.
It's
right?
walking through art.
Oh man, and this has happened. This is not just this game. When Halo 2 came out, and that idea of that game, and then when it came out and it changed how Xbox Live was, and to a smaller extent, you know, Hotline Miami, just a game that was an indie game that I just really enjoyed, and the music's awesome, and it just makes me happy to play these games. Even if the game sucks, then yeah, I'm disappointed, and I don't know,
But think about why you're disappointed. You're disappointed because you wanted to play this awesome game and it just doesn't live up to that.
Yeah,
like
but
it's still like this positive. It's almost like a positive disappointment because you love gaming so much. You know.
yeah, and I tend to. You guys tend to stick with the reviews. Gaming was so toxic for me before the show and before when I was watching on Twitch and everything. And watching reviews that I pulled away from reviews and all the other big boy reviewers and journalism in gaming media. I pulled away from that, and I like to have my own opinions about games, and so I'll just play Red Dead. I didn't want to watch even trailers, right?
Yeah.
So I love games. I don't. What was the question?
You don't find it difficult to be
no,
positive
because it's fun.
Yeah,
man.
I'll take this from a different. For me, I don't find it difficult either. Great question, by the way, Coconuts. Thank you very much for writing that in. But I don't find it difficult for me because, like Spicy said, after a long work week, I can't wait to come and just sit down and talk games. That's it. Just talk and just hang out, have fun.
Yeah.
And that's so I don't. It's not difficult when you're having. It's not difficult when you're having fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, the music I get introduced like. I already spoke about Hotline Miami.
Yeah.
I listen to that music all the time now.
Yeah.
And I would not have known about Carpenter Brute or all these artists that are in that game that put their music in that game, you know, they got on that game. And because I love music too, right? And it's no secret that I enjoy music a lot. And just the idea of these games coming out, even Fallout 76. So a lot of people, I guess, aren't happy with the beta or whatever, but the idea of that game and being able to experience it for myself is awesome. I just love games.
Yeah.
It's not hard at all when you like it, I guess. I don't know.
Amen. Amen, Brother Jordan. Anything to add?
No, I'm good.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Coconuts. Great question.
Do you know who inspires me about games? Jordan is. He's not saying anything, but
Jordan can convince you to get a game.
Game
right now.
If he starts talking like a couple weeks ago, he's like
Assassin's Creed
Odyssey. Leonidas inspired me to go kick some butt, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta get this game.
I gotta kick butt.
You're right, Jordan. No, Jordan, he loves games too, and it's addictive to be near Jordan and talk about video games.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah. No, agreed. Speaking of Red Dead Redemption 2, Mark Duncan writes in.
This is so funny.
And wants to know, is your most gruesome moment in Red Dead Redemption 2? He says, mine happened completely by accident. Shot a guy apparently in the throat. He fell to the ground gurgling, dying a slow death at my feet. Behind me, another guy shoots at me, misses, hits the lantern on the wall, which exploded, catching me and the throat guy on fire. Throat guy died in a doubly horrible fashion. I felt a little guilty.
Oh no!
So what gruesome deaths for you guys? I got one this morning. It happened to me.
There's so many in this game.
This morning it happened to me, and these guys were robbing some wagon. So I was like, let's take care of these guys. I'm trying to be honorable. So
Yeah.
I kill the bad guys. That's what I'm a bad guy that kills bad guys.
Yeah.
I consider the Punisher. I'm the
Yeah.
Punisher.
I love it.
right?
The anti-hero.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm running around. These guys are robbing some place. So I shoot. I pull out my pump shotgun, and I'm pretty far away. I think far enough that I probably have to have 2 shots. So I red dead and pow 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 like 3 shots, not thinking anything.
Dead eye.
Yeah. Right in the head. Not thinking anything. Just
Nice.
thinking got him. Right? Because it's pellets. It's shotgun. You're far away. You need more shots. I go up to collect. I'm looting people. I loot his body. His face is gone. It's like he has half a head, maybe, and his whole face got blown off because of me. It was kind of awesome.
Awesome. Well, I find that I told you the story about the deer, right? My first hunting session where it's rolling around and crying. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah,
shooting
that one was violent. That one
shooting
was sad.
people's easy for me. It's
It's
the animals.
the animals that's hard.
I had a bear that was running away from me, and I needed his pelt. And this is the first time I've ever encountered like a real bear.
Yeah.
It was a black bear, so it wasn't very powerful.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I go into my dead eye, and I aim for the head and put 14 bullets into that thing, right? Boom, 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 because you can control it.
Yeah.
And when it started shooting, it was like, it died in like 2 shots because it's right in the forehead. But I just kept shooting, and his body kept rolling, and I can't stop shooting because it's programmed in.
It's already dead.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh, stop shooting.
It's rolling down the mountain.
Yeah,
You're just blowing
and
it away.
Every time you shoot it, it like changes directions, and I felt terrible for that bear. I needed the pelt.
Oh, that is funny. Forever Ninja in chat says, coolest moment for me so far is shooting a guy in the head and the blood spurting out of the hole in the hat. That is... Dude, the physics in this game are on point.
They're so good.
Jordan, do you have any gruesome... I have some gruesome deaths, too.
I have so many.
I don't know if
Cougars just maul you. Dude, and they pounce. And it's like, what?
And they're sneaky
Whoa!
little buggers.
Yeah, they're hard.
Yeah.
Especially the white cougar.
I don't know
you
if
killed
I
the white
have-
cougar?
Yeah, in that
That
mission.
one
Yeah.
killed me like 4 times.
I watched it on stream.
Oh, did
that
you?
was this morning. I
Yeah.
was up. believe
Oh,
it or
you were
not.
up? Oh, man.
I was
There
watching,
you
but the Mixer app won't let me sign in.
Dude, 4.
I know, it was funny. What's funny is I accidentally killed him.
Oh, did you?
Like I was trying to track him, and then I clicked the button on accident right when he pulled up at the screen. The guy didn't even know I was there. Blew his head off.
Jordan,
I got lucky.
any gruesome, memorable kills for you, or you're going total honorable as well?
I don't know if I have gruesome. There was one time when I was, you know how like sometimes you're on your horse and then people are they just trap you.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was running from, I think it was the Driscolls.
Can I say the game does a good job of making you hate the Driscolls.
Yeah, I hate those
I
guys.
hate them.
Yeah.
Also, I hate Micah.
Yeah,
I don't like Micah at all.
No one does.
The best is Micah has a saying, like I said, small tree, large shadow. And Arthur Morgan keeps going, I don't know what that means. Oh, it cracks me up.
So we're running just outside of Valentine, and actually, do you know where you find that one dude? Like you either help him up off the ledge or let him fall and die.
Yeah.
So anyway, I shot back at this guy.
Man. That's gruesome. Hailstorm. Yeah, keep going, Jordan.
I shot back at this guy, and I missed, and I hit the horse in the head. So his horse died, and his horse went down, and he actually fell off, and then proceeded to slide and fall off the cliff.
Oh, wow.
So he died.
Dude, that's cool.
But
it's cool.
It was cool, but it was like you know how you get attached to your horse. So I felt kind of bad because like I killed that guy's horse and he saw it.
See, it's the
and
animals.
and then he fell,
died.
and then he died.
Yeah, you should have killed him
Actually,
first.
I know.
I had a guy get killed because I shot the horse on accident too with the dead eye, and then I shot the guy. The guy was still alive, but the horse I shot, but it didn't kill it, and it just ran away, and the guy was dangling, and then he disappeared. I didn't see where he went.
I accidentally spanked my horse one time, and I do not suggest doing that.
I was in the camp where you like craft your weapons and food and everything. I stood up and I went to go to the horse to go into the bag. Don't press B around the horse because I stared at the horse and then I just decked him as hard as I could because I pressed the wrong button.
I went behind and like literally smacked him, and he kicked me. I'll have to. I recorded it.
I recorded mine too.
It was pretty bad.
Do you know what's really fun though? One of the mechanics that I think is awesome is you can jump from anywhere above your horse and land on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Like so, I
Like
to
how
impress
high?
my
From any height?
from any height. Yeah, from
Doesn't hurt?
So you
probably hurts. But
Robin Hood Men in
I feel like
Tights?
it's a crotch kick.
well, so my wife was watching me play today, okay, and I was trying to impress her, and the O'Driscolls robbed a train. And so I killed the O'Driscolls, and the people were like, "Hey, thanks," and they ran away, and I took their money. But now this train is just sitting there, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna go start the train," and I choo choo. You know, you can pull the horn and everything.
Yeah.
And I got on top of it, and my horse was running with me, and I jumped from the train on the horse.
moving train, moving horse?
Train,
Wow.
and
I've done the opposite, horse to train.
my wife looked at me like, "Whatever," but I knew at that moment she loved me.
Yeah.
Because I jumped from a
And then
moving
did you do
train
that-
onto a horse.
Did you do that cool
I
gun?
did. I was like, check this out. And I was like, Megan, watch this. I got off my horse and I pulled my gun out. And everybody, if you don't know, if you double tap left bumper, you'll do a cool Doc Holliday
it's
spin.
so cool.
And put it in your
really
holster.
Is cool. Also, the horse mechanics that you unlock, with like different abilities, like being able to stop and turn and stuff, are so fun to do and so cool. Makes you feel like a good rider.
Have you noticed when you level up your horse, you don't run into trees as often?
I still run into trees.
No, level it up more. Like the
No, I'm
horse will
maxed out.
dodge for
Yeah,
you.
you like, and you can turn on a dime and everything.
I think I must have a
so.
stupid horse. I've hit him with trees too many times. You know, I only still have one horse. I don't want to get another
Oh,
one.
I have 3.
because I've bonded with this horse.
Oh, when he dies, it's going to be a sad.
It's
gonna
going to
be
be
really hard.
rough.
gonna be a
I
sad
hope there's
day
not
for
an
you.
achievement to kill your horse.
Got to
Yeah.
turn on Gandalf Falls,
Yeah.
the song from Lord of the Rings, and just cry.
So Hellstorm says he shot a dead body till it was just a torso and one arm, and he picked it up and fed it to the alligators. That's gruesome.
That's rough.
Hellstorm's gonna be the enforcer in our game.
in our gang, yeah.
In our posse when Red Dead Online comes out. High Warrior said I was being a bad guy and roped some innocent guy and tied him up and threw him in the water. He drowned. I made sure my son wasn't watching.
I want to do the railroad thing because I'm actually going to look up the achievements right now and see. Remember in the first one there was an
You could
achievement to
tie a
like,
person
throw
up.
a person on the railroad and watch the train
Run it over.
run it over.
Yeah, and they just like disintegrate into blood smoke.
Yeah.
Blood smoke. That's what it looks like. That was a 360 game, right?
Yeah.
So they didn't really have the juicy graphics that we have now in our world's most
Great
powerful
question. Thank you very much, Mark Duncan, for writing in. Chris Hicks writes in, and you guys want to follow along because this is a long one. Chris Hicks writes in. He has a theory about how the Xcloud is going to work. He wants to get our thoughts on it. So he says, "Hey, bros, Chris here. I wanted your thoughts on a thought I have about the Xcloud that nobody is asking. So here's my theory." He says, "Phil has made subtle mentions to his big plans to ensure that the Xbox ecosystem will not become fragmented. Something that always happens when new consoles come out. You get your player base gets fragmented because some are on the old console, some are on the new. We already know that that's a thing. So you'll never have that fragmentation again. I believe that one of the goals of Xcloud is to ensure that Scarlet titles, which is the name of the console that they're working on for everybody keep track at home. Scarlet titles will also be playable. Wait. I believe that the goals of the Xbox Cloud, or the Xcloud, sorry, is to ensure that Scarlet titles will also be playable on the X1S and X1X. Think about it. Xcloud is going to stream games on phones and tablets, devices with hardware that have fewer capabilities than current gen consoles. So it only makes sense that the Scarlet games that appear on the service would be able to run on older consoles. And I won't finish the rest. He goes through what he thinks his tiers will, his different tier cycles will be. But basically, he thinks that Xcloud is going to be used. We're going to get a much powerful machine. The Xcloud will be used to augment your older machines. Thoughts, McSpicy? You had something to say?
No, I was just gonna paraphrase it to try to understand exactly, and you just did that. So, no, yeah, I guess that makes sense. The only thing I can think of is the limitations of, let's say, the original. It doesn't send a 4K signal. It's very limited in the actual hardware itself.
Sure.
So it couldn't send HDR. It couldn't send stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just because of that.
Somehow you would use computing power to process AI, something,
Yeah.
to take the load off of the box and stream it through.
No, I mean that's a good theory, and that's probably right. I would agree with that. I think that's cool. I mean, eventually we'll get the holodeck.
Oh man, I can't wait
Think
for
about
that
it.
day.
Haptic suits.
In like 1,000 years, some kid's gonna have like the iPhone billion, You know, think of the potential of what kind of games you could play on that. You know what? Maybe we're in the Matrix right now.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And we're in some guy's iPhone.
Maybe we're all NPCs.
and it created its own individual AI, and that is us.
We're all NPCs.
We're all NPCs.
Yeah.
And we're living some kid that's in the future 1,000 years from now. That's what I figured it out. I now I understand what life is right now.
I think that was a great point, by the way, Chris.
Thanks for taking it back to the question.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I think that's a plausible theory that you have about how Xcloud will be used to help supplement older consoles to play your newer games, right? With a less powerful chip, less powerful hardware. Great question, though. Thank you very much, Chris, for writing in. The next one comes from the Schvans 21. He says, after putting 60 hours into Forza Horizon 4 in the first week, I feel like I got burnt out too quickly on a game that I absolutely love. He says, after completing all the story modes, races, and extras like danger signs and speed zones, is there enough replayability to keep players in the game after all that? Is there a completion meter like that in the previous Horizon game? I love the clubs and the community camaraderie that comes with it. Let's break the top 50. There was actually a discussion in Discord, Jesse, about this question, where people were saying, for whatever reason, I don't like this Forza as much, or I'm finding I'm not playing it as long as I did previous Forzas. And I think racing itself is just as good. The content, there's tons of content. I think there's just as much content. I actually think there clearly is more content than what is Forza Horizon 3. What's different in Forza Horizon 4 is the way they set up their completionist stuff. So, for instance, Forzathon. I think they made a mistake with going to Forza Bucks in the respect that I think it unlocked some different variety of stuff that you could do and made it a little more casual friendly. But Forzathon, you used to have to do traditionally in Forzathon, you have to do 3 tiers of steps. Usually it's something really hard to do in a race, and you get a unique rare car. And that's a push and a drive every week to try to get that unique rare car. They also took out club leaderboards, inter-club leaderboards, so that you can no longer compete with your friends to see who got top for that week in experience and stuff. That's another draw away from keeping you in a game long term, or the completionist style. And finally, the completionist, they used to have an in-game meter for completion percentage, and it was above and beyond what you had to do to 100% the game in achievements. This time around, they relied only on the 100% for achievements. There's no 100% completion meter in the game. Another thing that kind of pulls you away from staying in that. So it's not that there's less content. I think another thing that's a double-edged sword is the blueprints, just in the respect that what there are, if you go to blueprints right now and you go to top of the month or top of the week, there are races designed to glitch, but that take advantage of the way the game works against NPCs, drive avatars, and you race these and you get tons of credits or as much influence as you can. So there's not the variety that I think they were intending to have there. It's all about cheesing the game to get experience. So I think they just made presentation errors.
And
not
the
necessarily
carrot on the stick errors, I would say, too.
Yeah, carrot on the stick errors. That's what I mean. That didn't exist. I mean, that they did better in Forza Horizon 3, that they made a decision to take away in Forza Horizon 4. Because I'm not done with that game. I'll go back to it a couple times a week.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have me as much as Forza. I said this last week. I think it's better than Forza Horizon 3 overall. But Forza Horizon 3 was a masterpiece. Forza Horizon 4 is not. That probably doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. But you're saying Forza Horizon 3 basically had no problems?
So
it had less and less.
It was.
It's not more money, more problems. It's less content, less problems.
Yeah, and as we evolve, we have more features and more content. And I like the driving, and I like the area. I like the races a lot better. But the decisions that they made, there's some flaws there that make it. It's not a masterpiece. Forza Horizon 3 was a masterpiece, in my opinion.
It was the apex of
But
the
it did.
series.
I mean, Forza Horizon 4 coming on Game Pass did introduce a lot of people to Forza Horizon, and this is the best racing game ever, and it's true. It's really good. But Forza Horizon 3 was much more of a masterpiece in my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Agree? Disagree?
I
Thoughts?
I agree.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Anyways, there you go. Thank you.
Shut them up.
Thank you, the Schvens for writing that in. I'm with you. We're kind of like stuck around like the 140s, 150s in their leaderboards.
Is there still a glitch out there?
I don't know if there's a glitch necessarily. There might be. I haven't looked into it. I know some people theorize. I know like Pogo Fraud thinks there's a glitch, and he's probably right.
Well, because I saw like in slot number 2, there are 0 members.
Oh yeah, there's that glitch for sure.
0 members, but
Billions.
there are billions up there.
No, there's definitely that glitch exists. But as far as a glitch that does
Mainstream
does influence,
glitch.
That gives you more influence. I don't know if that necessarily exists. It might. But I do know that they took too long to reset the leaderboards, and everybody's moved on. You came out. You released between a Call of Duty and Red Dead Redemption 2. You released last year after Call of Duty, but you didn't have Red Dead Redemption 2, and it wasn't Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't. This is
Black
the
Ops
Call
had
of
hype,
Duty
Yeah.
To come back to.
Right? That everyone's back to. So you also have that pulling people away. Anyways, regardless, it's a really good game. I'm glad you're in the club, Schvens. Super fun. If you want to join the club, just XoneBros. Just search for it in the clubs. Join us. We're trying to get back to top 100. We've been 88. It's the highest that we've been. I think we do have enough people to get to 50. It's just a lot of those people have moved on to other games.
Well, Red Dead came out.
Yeah, true.
And the
Gotta
campaign is long in itself, but I don't do the campaign. I just listen to CCR while I ride around on my horse.
Next question comes from Graphic Killer. Graphic Killer writes in and says, gaming burnout is hitting me hard, and I know it shouldn't. There are too many games out there that I should be excited to play. What do you guys do when you feel that burnout start settling in? Have you ever felt it? Do you pick up a new hobby? Graphic Killer, I feel your pain. I have felt this many times.
Mm-hmm.
I think the best thing to do is to step back and just take a break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I would say take a week off. Maybe a day's all you need.
Go back to Netflix, watch some shows you haven't seen in a while.
I would say no gaming at all. And then a fresh take, come in and don't start with something heavy. Start with something light. I'd do a racing game. Just enjoy yourself, have fun, and then slowly it comes back. I think it's burnout. It's general life burnout that burns you out of gaming too. And you've got to balance your life in such a way that you take some downtime relaxing, and then you hit the games hard. And also it's your I think mentality matters when you're playing a game. If you're playing, let's say and Graphic Killer, I don't know what games you're playing, but let's say you're playing Overwatch and you're trying to climb the ladders. Plus you have work stress, plus you have home stress. Mm-hmm. That gaming now is not a relaxation, it's a stress. And it's like, oh, I got to play the game, I got to do this, I got to do that. So make sure to play a game that you can just fully relax in, that you don't care about climbing ladders, you're not trying to be super competitive, you're just playing for fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
McSpicy, any other advice, anything to add on?
No, you did. That's good advice.
Yeah, that's
for things that I like to do. I mean, I like to play the drums, like to pull out my guitar occasionally. I started when this happened before. This happened to me, I don't know, last year. I took up cooking.
Oh yeah,
nice. My wife bought me a couple of new knives.
Ooh,
and new knives do wonders for the kitchen. I'm telling you.
Very nice.
But no, just do stuff that you could enjoy.
And this isn't unusual. Everybody goes through this at some point. I've
Yeah.
been through it multiple times. Jordan, how about you? Any advice? What are your strategies to get out of the burnout?
Play more games.
Jordan is like, he doubles down. He works through the burnout and then gets himself out of it, works through the pain. I also want to say, for me, exercise. Like when I exercise, that's my stress reliever. And then I come home and I'm like, yes, let's play some games. It gives you, this is endorphins. Feels good.
Does
Wakes
it?
you
Does
up.
it release endorphins? Because all it does for me is just makes me sweaty.
That's the endorphins
That's,
working.
that's my endorphins
that-
pouring out of my body
Oh, okay.
onto my skin like magic fairy dust.
Yeah. No, that's a good
I
question.
usually jump over to tabletop games.
Oh, that's
That's
a
good.
good one. Yeah, tabletop games.
Just
Ooh.
because usually when I get to the mode where I'm starting to burn out, it is because it's not just gaming stress, it's life stress.
Yeah.
Agreed,
It's
same.
just stress in general, and it's everything. So you mentioned the word balance. Balance it. If you're not getting the relief from the gaming, figure out another way and just relax, listen to music, do whatever. But I mean, everything in moderation, right?
Yeah.
Don't go 100% gaming and then let your family go to the you know.
And I think because when you get so busy and you're thinking about playing games, you're like, I gotta play this game, and so playing the game itself and trying to find time to play it becomes an additional stress when in reality it shouldn't be.
Balance it.
Yeah, back to that balance. I just want to say one more thing. We all, the three of us, take one day off where we don't go outside, we don't go shopping or anything like that. We kind of take a break from all social media, news, stuff like that. And I think that has enabled us, that one day
Gives
break
that
at some
recharge.
point during the week.
Yeah.
It recharges you and it gets you ready to go
Very
for the
true.
grind.
Very true. I basically turn my phone off.
Yeah.
And I need to. I turn work off, and that one day is very important.
Yeah, so pick a day and just say, I'm not doing anything except watching Netflix all day today. The weekends work best for that.
Yeah, 'cause
And
you're
then
off.
spend the rest of your week stressful and playing games. And it's a nice balance. You know, there you go. Great question though, Graphic Killer. That's real.
Real talk.
That's real talk right there, and that's tough. I know exactly how you feel. For me, I sit on the home screen or in the store, and I'm like, I want to play that game,
but I really don't want to.
Yeah,
but I want
just
to.
Just don't feel like it. Oh, I really want to play that game, but I just don't feel like it, and it's not appealing. You just sit there. It's like, oh well, and then you go.
Yeah.
Mark writes in. Oh no, sorry. Bearded Panda writes in.
Oh, okay.
And says, with the release of Red Dead 2 and Anthem coming in late February, are there any other big releases that are coming next year that you guys are excited about?
Oh yeah.
What? Jordan, this is for you.
yeah.
What is
this
it?
for you?
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh,
January,
that's
yeah.
a good one.
Yeah.
That one's going to be exciting.
I'm
I gotta
gonna
look
play
at
it.
the list.
I'm gonna play it
Cool.
hard. I'd suggest you guys playing it, but
So
you
mine
wouldn't
is
know what's going
mine
on.
is Black Desert Online. Black Desert Online full release. I'm really excited. In fact, I was telling you guys last night, this is the MMO that I've been waiting for. My plan here in the near future is going to be Red Dead Online and Black Desert Online. Just all day, all the time. Two different worlds, but equally fun.
Maybe Crackdown's going to be announced for February or something.
Yeah,
you know?
Crackdown might be one that comes out. That fully destructible environment could be fun to get into.
Yeah. I'm looking at
I think it'll be
Anthem.
fun to get into. I'm really excited for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh.
It's my.
I've got to watch those story videos.
It's
That you
my
told me.
next Leonidas.
Devil May Cry. That's a good one.
I know.
Think we'll see Halo footage at XO18?
No.
Halo 6?
No,
Yeah, I don't think so either.
it's probably also wide.
Fallout 76 is on its way.
But that's this year, isn't it?
Yeah, that's this year.
Yeah. Ooh, Skull and Bones.
Oh, Skull and
Yeah.
Bones is
Yeah.
fun.
I
Skull
played
and
that
Bones
game.
is way fun.
That's a fun game.
That is a fun game. Skull and Bones. I'm there.
You guys accidentally teamed up with each other?
No, we were crushing everybody.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
didn't you accidentally team up with each other?
No, he came to me and I was trying to kill him, but he befriended. He was like, "Hey, you want to be teammates?" And I accidentally pressed the yes button instead of the
And
no
then we
button.
were teammates.
And then I could not. You can't. I even asked the guy. You didn't know this.
Mm.
I asked the guy, "Can I ditch him? How do I
Can I
ditch?" And he's
fire
like,
him?
"You can't ditch him."
You can't with that. Would
Did you
make
ask him
people
why?
mad.
Why not?
Because
I
it would
think
make people mad.
I think it was the beta or whatever it was we were playing.
But isn't that the point of being a pirate?
Yes, but they didn't program it in the game yet. It was a year pre-release.
So you weren't a real pirate. You were just half a pirate.
well, half a pirate's still 50%.
Jordan, you downloaded. Great question. Thank you very much, Mark, for writing in. Thank you, everybody, for writing in your questions. Jordan, you downloaded Final Fantasy World.
World of Final Fantasy.
World of Final Fantasy. That's what it is.
Maxima.
Did you have a chance to play it yet? No?
No.
You're going to hit that hard this week?
No.
Oh, what are you hitting hard this week?
Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead
I want
Redemption.
to try and beat it this week.
You gotta get through it
And,
because Red Dead Online is coming.
And then Battlefield 5 is out for
man.
me now.
Battlefield 5. What about where does Black Ops fall now on your playlist?
I still play it.
Like what? How often? Like this last week? How often did you play?
I think I played
Give me
it
your rotation.
once.
So one time. So
Yeah.
it's all been Red Dead.
But
for you.
Black Ops is like the kind of, it's a different style of shooter because it's different from Battlefield, right? It's
Yeah.
more of a,
Instant gratification.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's like your Titanfall. You jump into Titanfall every now and then.
Just-
Got that tight, nice gunplay.
It's a wall
and,
run. Have a
Wall
good
run,
time.
yeah.
McSpicy.
No, chat mentioned this, and I totally forgot about this game. Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh,
I have the music right here to
But-
pump me up.
Is that next year?
I think they said June 2019, right?
I don't think they said anything of
I
the
just
sort.
okay. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look. That might be.
I think they said when it's ready.
It's ready when it's ready, man.
I'm gonna look this up.
It's like Burger King. It's ready when
Sorry,
it's ready.
I probably sounded like a jerk when I said that.
No, you always sound like a jerk when you
Hey,
want
guys,
to be
should
right.
we go get
don't
chalupa
think-
boxes after this?
and
show?
try and win another Xbox.
Try to win an
Try to win
Xbox.
the three of us got chalupa boxes last night.
I never got a text back.
Maybe you won. Hey, one. Oh, and I can't text your code on my phone because then I won't be able to.
Well, I just
Do it.
maybe you. I don't know.
They are good though. Those chalupa boxes. So there you go. Go to Taco Bell and win yourself an Xbox.
Okay, here.
Chalupa box.
This is the rumor mill. I'm gonna
Okay.
read you this
The
article.
rumor
This is for
Okay,
Cyberpunk.
This is at PCGames.com. Okay.
Okay.
It says, despite the deluge of new information unveiled at E3 2018, we don't have a release date. Blah blah blah. However, in December 2016, CD Projekt Red was given a sizable funding from the Polish government to research new game techniques that have been dubbed seamless multiplayer, animation excellence, cinematic feel, blah blah blah. The grant comes with a deadline,
Oh.
by which time the projects must be completed, assuming they're for Cyberpunk, because it could be something else, but
Yeah.
it's CD Projekt Red. What else they got on the table, right?
Yeah.
Assuming it coming out when this is.
Yeah.
The date is June 2019 for that grant that it has to be
Interesting.
released.
So we're thinking it's June 2019. So you're probably May then. May is a release date. If that's true.
If this is true, yeah,
Yeah.
this is. I mean, it's the internet, and the internet's always right? So,
Yeah.
but that's what this says. So June 2019 is when the Polish government is forcing CD.
The Polish
Projekt
government
Red
wants their
to
game.
They want their game released.
Jordan or Mark, Red Dead Redemption. You had a story that you wanted to tell before the show. You said that you would forget, but as a reminder, I wrote down what we were talking about. We were talking about beef sandwiches and
Oh, au jus.
And au
Well,
jus.
because it was the Bayou, and I just
Okay.
remembered I told the story already.
Oh.
Turning on CCR, Born on the Bayou.
Oh, and just going to town.
The great thing about that game, I know a lot of people are struggling with the pacing of this game,
Yeah.
but this game is a game not about the destination; it's about the journey.
Agreed.
It is a game where it's a cowboy simulator, and I will slowly walk up on my horse.
Fishing on my rowboat, nothing funner.
How do you do, ma'am?
Howdy, ma'am.
How dare.
And then
if you want speed, go to Micah. Okay, just go do all the Micah missions.
Do you know what's awesome about that mission? So there's a mission where he goes crazy, right? And he's a scary dude.
Yeah.
The fact that I am like when I go to, he was crazy. He was killing. He was killing a lot of innocent people. I almost shot him in the back, and the idea that I could actually do that as one of my options speaks volumes about the freedom you have in this game.
Yeah.
I couldn't kill him, but the mere thought that I could change the outcome of a mission just by shooting him in the back to stop him from killing all these innocent people.
Dude, the dude's psycho, and he just gets me in trouble all the time. He's the friend that's like,
Sons of Dutch.
let's go do this, and then you're like, what? Well, I don't want to do that, and then you get arrested.
Then you get a $300 bounty just for being with the guy.
Yeah.
That makes us brothers.
McSpicy, you're going to be hitting Red Dead hard as well. What chapter are you on?
I'm in the middle of chapter 4 now.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like I've gotten to the point where I can explore. I'm really trying to hunt. And hunting is hard.
I've yet to jump in as heavy as you on hunting. I'm waiting for that one. I'm waiting till I get most of the map. That's when I hit my hunting sprees.
Well, the reason I want to hunt is because I want to upgrade my satchel.
Oh yeah.
You can get a satchel that has like 99 slots for everything,
Oh.
Wow, that's really good.
but you have to get the pelts to do it.
Yeah.
You got to put it in time. Put
Put
in the time.
to get the dime.
I'm now, I got all my deer, and now I need some bucks and I need some beavers and.
freaking beavers, man.
No, I know.
Aim for the anus. Remember.
Yeah.
It's quote
The
number
anus
34.
arrows. Yeah.
Just remember, aim for the anus.
That's funny. Yeah.
When
there-
playing
it
Red
is in
Dead.
Chat. Thank you, Freaky.
If you want to survive,
aim for the anus. Well, because we were talking about you shooting the squirrels and how
yeah.
you couldn't get the right pelt.
Yeah.
No, shoot the anus with the
anus
like
arrows.
the blunt arrow,
They
and
call
it'll
them
knock it right
AA
out.
knock it right out.
Anus arrows. That's what we call
Anus arrows.
Yeah.
AAs.
All right, everybody, that does us for this week. Thank you very much for joining us. Another fantastic week. Enjoy it. Check out Black Desert Online. It's free. It's beta mode. I've enjoyed it. You'll get a little taste of what it's like. Keep in mind, it is beta.
It's fun.
And have fun out there. Don't forget, join us over on Mixer every day during the week. Jordan the Man's going to start streaming 2 nights a week.
So join him for that. And if you haven't yet, please go rate, review, and subscribe to us over on iTunes. That's one of the biggest ways you can help us. Last time I checked, we were one away from 300 reviews. Get us over 300. We're almost there, baby.
Yeah, that's
Thanks very
awesome.
much, everybody. Have a great week. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Another great show. We love having you guys in chat. Thank you. And thank you for all the support with Sparks. And before the show, thank you for all the donations for the upgraded chairs. That's actually going to go into our studio equipment fund. We have a studio equipment fund that we're saving up. And that's going to be all the equipment is the most expensive part of building the studio, believe it or not. Creating the actual studio, not that bad. The equipment is the expensive part. So thank you very much, guys. Hope you guys had a fun time.
You're going to throw on the credits right now?
Yeah, let's. We're going to say goodbye to you via our producer credits and some sexy, sexy music.
You ready? You ready for our producers? To get on the screen, just look right up there. It's always backwards. Over there. Patreon supporters, which we appreciate very much. People like
Alphabet Art!
Turn off that overlay. Well, people like you make this happen. And,
Alphabet Art. Beast 420, the beastie leasty, the bestiality that is Beast 420.
Oh my god.
Cerebra Assassin.
Cerebra Assassin, my
Assassin.
main man.
Chief Wiggum. Oh.
That's like an Australian cowboy hat, too. He's
Yeah.
Australian.
Yeah.
Dark Knight. Nothing dark about that picture, except his shadow.
Dylan Domingo.
My favorite shirt is that blue shirt in the game.
Dude, John Marston's starting to look like that.
Oh, yeah. Dominic DiBasio. Very nice campfire tunes.
Also, Dr. Abel Abraham, thank you very much. Also, I have black leather now that I wear.
Freaky R.O.
You know,
Freaky Deaky.
Johnny, is it Johnny Ringo?
Johnny
Ringo.
Free Radical.
That's what I'm role playing as.
There's a cowboy in each of us, or we wish there was.
Greg Cheney.
Gregory Cheney on his horseback. Happy Mail. That's the Hangman's Tree. I like to call that the Hangman's Tree. I like that song, by the way.
That's what it's called. It's called the Hangman's Tree.
Jessica Upchurch.
Jessica.
I like to call you David.
Oh, thank you. That's what I'm called.
Kettlebell Dreams.
Kettlebell Dreams, thank you. Michael Contini, nicest guy on the planet. He gets that name because he is.
I heard he was nice.
I heard he was nice.
R56 Coopers.
with
Yeah.
his dog Sparky.
Very nice guy too.
Reactionary Reactor. It's Reactor Leak. He's called Richard Brown, who has Dutch.
Ditch.
I actually remember.
Ronin.
Remember
no
that
fear.
scene.
Come at me, bro.
He's using a shotgun. I hope he's not hunting.
Tezaman.
It'll ruin the pelt.
Another brother from down under.
Don't use a shotgun when you hunt. It ruins the
The
pelt.
Shadow Navy.
The one and only Shadow Navy. Tier 1 Ops. That's another Hangman's Tree. I like to call that one Hangman's Tree Deuce.
But that's not his name. Wheezy Whistle.
Last but not least, it's Wheezy Deezy. Wheezy Whistle. Beast420 says that makes all the horse images take on a different meaning.
Why Johnny Ringo?
Yeah.
You look like
My
you saw
leather,
a
like-
ghost.
Your chaps.
No,
no,
I'm not
what'd
wearing
you
any
say?
chaps. I have black leather shirt,
Okay.
black tie, black vest, all leather. My pants are
You've
jeans.
made yourself?
What?
You've made yourself?
Made myself.
Like from hunting? Or
No, I got it at the tailor at Saint Denis.
St. Denis.
They have a lot of clothes there.
They do.
But my outfit's really
Somebody
sexy.
just walked
And I
on
have
over.
black gloves. Like, I am there to murder and to protect the good people in the world. Yeah, anyways.
El Never, when you do the option that comes with the T-shirt, is it one size fit most? I don't see an option to add a size. So when it gets close to your 6-month mark, and we just sent out our first round. Our second round's going out next month for people that have hit that 6-month mark. We will send you an email. There's also, if you want to fill out the survey, there's also a survey you can fill out that's in the announcements on Discord. And you can let us know your size there. But if it's not there, we will send you an email, contact you, and find out what it is before we send those out. So thank you very much, by the way, for the support, everybody. El
Yeah.
Never, thank you very much. That's us. It's been a party. Have a safe weekend.
Jordan just waved at you, but he doesn't realize he's not on the screen.
Oh, you
Oh.
can feel it. You can feel the wave.
Did you feel it?
Yeah.
I felt
Oh,
it.
I felt it.
Yeah.
I think Beast 420 felt it.
Oh, you felt it twice. In English and in Spanish.
All right. See you, everybody.
See you
Thanks for
guys. Have a
joining.
good one. Thank you.